Samson fell in love with a woman who was named Delilah. The rulers of the Philistines went to Delilah and said,
"See if you can lure him into showing you the secret of the great strength and how we can overpower him so we may tie him up and subdue him. Each one of us will give you lots of money." Mule.
Tell me the secret of your great strength and how you can be tied up and subdued.
If anyone ties me up with 7 leather strands that have not been dried, I'll become weak as any other man.
Then the rulers of the Philistines brought their 7 fresh leather strands that had not been dried, and she tied him with them. Then there were Philistine men hiding in the room, ready to take Samson away.
Samson, Samson, the Philistines are upon you!
Then he snapped easily as the piece of string snaps and it comes off and close to the flame. So the secret is the strength that was not discovered.
You have made a fool of me. You lied to me. Come on, now tell me how you can be tied.
If anyone ties me securely with new ropes that have never been used, I will become as weak as any other man.
So Delilah took the new ropes and tied him with them. Then, with men hidden in the room, she called to him.
Samson, Samson, the Philistines are upon you!
But then he snapped the ropes off of his arms as if they were threads.
If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into a fabric on the loom, and tighten it with a pin, I will become as weak as any other man.
So while he was sleeping, Delilah took the 7 braids of his head, wove them into the fabric, and tightened it with the pin.
Samson, Samson, the Philistines are upon you!
He awoke from his sleep and pulled up the pin and the loom with the fabric.
How can you say I love you when you don't confide in me? This is the 3rd time you have made a fool of me, and you haven't told me the secret of your great strength.
With such nagging, she crowded him day after day until he was tired to death, so he told her everything.
No razor has ever been used on my head, because I have been a Nazarite set apart to God since birth. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man.
When Delilah saw that he had told her everything, she said word to the rulers of the Philistines.
Samson, Samson, the Philistines are upon you! Come back once more. He has told me everything.
So the rulers of the Philistines returned with silver in their hands. Having put Samson to sleep on her lap, she called a man to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and so begun to subdue him, and his strength left him.
He awoke from his sleep and thought, "I'll go out and shake myself free." But he did one that the Lord had left him. The Philistines seized him, gouged out of his eyes, and took down to Gaza. No!
Like, no!
He set him guarding in prison.
What? No!
Turn it on!
The hair on Samson's head began to grow after it had been shaved. Now the rulers of the Philistines assembled to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon, their god, and to celebrate.
Our God has delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hands. Let's celebrate. When the people saw him, they got overjoyed and delighted.
Our God has been
delivered our enemy Samson into our hands, the one who ruined our land and killed our people.
While they were happy and celebrating, they shouted,
Bring out Samson to entertain us! So they called Samson out of the prison and performed for them. Then they stood him among the pillars.
Put me where I can feel the pillars that support the temple so that I may lean against them.
Now the temple was crowded with men and women. All the rulers of the Philistines were there. And on the roof were about 3,000 men and women watching Samson perform. Then Samson prayed to the Lord.
O Savior Lord, remember me, O God. Please strengthen me just once more, and let me one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes.
Then Samson reached toward the 2 central pillars on which the temple stood, bracing himself against them, his right hand on one and his left on the other.
Let me die with the Philistines.
Then he pushed with all his might, and down came the temple on the rulers and all the people in it.